once again, I want to say greetings to each and every one of you, Aquaba, and welcome to another round of the Conscious Rasta Report here on LIB Radio, LIB TV here on livinginblack.com. My name is Kidi Owadu, aka The Conscious Rasta. We dig mornings. You and I get together live. We come at you from 9 a.m. Pacific time. It's 12 noon Eastern time, 5 p.m. BST, and 8 p.m. East African time. We get together with you, and we deal with culture, consciousness, historical perspectives, entertainment, economics, education, health, labor, law, politics, religion, family, conflict, future studies, all areas of human interactivity. Today's date is Wednesday, the 6th of August, 2025 in the Gregorian calendar. This corresponds to the year 6266 in the Kemetic calendar. Welcome to the 7th millennium. You have found your family in a peaceful place here on LIB Radio, LIB TV, here on livinginblack.com. And we have a very interesting program. I hope you find this interesting. Today, we are talking about the mechanics of high blood pressure. How does your blood pressure work? How does it ramp itself up and get too high, hypertension? And then we're going to point out all of the key points where you can insert your will to lower your blood pressure. And that is a very, very important point. So welcome, welcome, welcome. You have found your family in a peaceful place here on LIB Radio, LIB TV, and on livinginblack.com. Let's get into the conversation for today. And just double checking. All right, got the sound is up and running. Let me introduce the program that we have for you today. Today on LIB Radio, the fact is that most adults in the U.S. over age 30 are battling hypertension, with as many as 75% of senior citizens suffering the condition. This opens the door to the cascade of disorders known as metabolic syndrome. However, we have found the foods and supplements that provide relief to those willing to make the changes necessary to beat the diagnosis. So that is today's conversation. It's all about the natural means of combating hypertension, high blood pressure. And when Mother Nature dictates it, we do go there. Because quite simply, Mother Nature is wonderfully wise in this. We are not going to be pushing any drugs today. In fact, if you are using the various drugs, we're going to describe them. If you're using them, we want to point out an alternative pathway using Nature All. Because I know of people, especially with high blood pressure, most people are on high blood pressure medicine, or they're not regulating their blood pressure at all, which is even worse. Even worse. So let's get into today's research. I got a lot on the table today. It's going to get a little bit technical at times, but I don't think it is beyond your ability to comprehend what we are going to be talking about, okay? So let's get this party started. I want to just do one thing real quick. I'm going to just shrink the box, so that I can free up RAM memory. So that's all I needed to do. Now we'll put the text back up on, and here is what we are talking about. Let me be clear. Most people in the United States over the age of 30 their body is suffering from hypertension. Most people. with as many as 75% of seniors suffering the condition. U.S. hypertension by age, the statistic comes up approximately 45.4% of U.S. adults age 18 and over had hypertension in 2017-2018. According to data from the National Health and Human Examination Survey, NEHANS survey, using the 2017 ACC/AHA guideline definition of blood pressure at or above 130 as the systolic and 80 as the dystolic milligrams per Hg, mm per Hg. I don't know what that means, but it's the dystolic and systolic according to the gauge. This prevalence increases significantly with age. So if you are over 18, 45.4%. That's outrageous. The percentage of adults with high blood pressure by 20-year age gaps is as follows. From 18 to 39, 22.4%. From 40 to 59, 54.5%. From age 60 and over, 74.5%. More recent data from the Million Hearts Initiative, applying the same 2017 ACC/AHA guidelines to NEHANS 2017 to 2020, estimated that about 47% of U.S. adults have hypertension. 47%. They revised it, and before it was 45.4%. Now, 47%. Let's talk about the function. Now, this is where it's going to get a little technical. It's not going to stay technical for more than 5 minutes or so. So I want you to pay attention to the best of your abilities. And I'm going to do the best that I can to explain it in a way that you do easily understand what I'm talking about. Okay? That makes sense. So bear with me. What are we looking at? This is not relevant for today. So here we go. We're going to talk about the angiotensin renin adrenal function. So we're talking about angiotensin renin adrenal function. The renin-angiotensin system, RAS, plays a critical role in regulating blood pressure and fluid balance, with significant functions within the adrenal glands. Renin, an enzyme produced primarily by the kidneys, initiates the RAS by converting angiotensin into angiotensinogen, into angiotensin 1. Angiotensin 1 is then converted to angiotensin 2, ANG2, by angiotensin converting enzyme, ACE. You heard about the ACE inhibitors? Well, this is the enzyme that converts angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2, primarily in the lungs. Angiotensin 2 is a potent vasoconstrictor and a key stimulator of aldosterone secretion from the zona glomerulosa cells of the adrenal cortex. It's going to be a little technical, not too bad. So, importantly, the adrenal glands possess a local renin-angiotensin system, RAS, independent of the systemic circulation. This local system includes all necessary components: renin, angiotensinogen, and angiotensin converting enzyme within the adrenal cortex, allowing for the local production of angiotensin 2. This local renal angiotensin system, RAS, acts as an amplification system for circulating angiotensin 2 and is crucial for regulating aldosterone secretion. The activity of this adrenal RAS is uniquely regulated. For instance, it is stimulated by potassium load. That's very, very important. Potassium load. Whereas the systemic RAS is suppressed under the same condition. In one, the localized system is stimulated by the potassium load, and in the systemic system, it is regulated by the potassium load. Whereas the systemic RAS is suppressed, not regulated, but suppressed under the same condition, demonstrating its specific role in aldosterone regulation. We're almost through this. Angiotensin 2 exerts its effects on the adrenal gland, primarily through the activation of the angiotensin 1 receptor, AT1R, on zona glomerulosa cells. This activation stimulates the expression of the aldosterone synthase gene, CYP11B2, leading to increased aldosterone production. Studies using AT1 receptors, angiotensin 1 receptor antagonists, have confirmed this, showing that these drugs inhibit both basal and stimulated aldosterone secretion in cultured adrenal cells. Furthermore, the adrenal cortex also expresses other angiotensin receptors, such as AT2R, angiotensin 2 receptor, and the MAS receptor, MAS, which may modulate steroidogenesis and provide counter regulatory effects to angiotensin 2. The presence of a local RAS in the adrenal gland includes the expression of ACE2 and the potential for local generation of angiotensin 1 through 7, suggests a complex regulatory network that balances vasoconstrictive and protective effects within the gland. There, you got through that. That wasn't so bad, was it? Yeah, it was kind of tough. And it does require a lot more research to really understand what the heck I was talking about. Renin-angiotensin system. That was what I was describing, the renin-angiotensin system. Now, how is this process linked to vasoconstriction and hypertension? Now, it's going to simplify the language. The renin-angiotensin system, RAS, is directly linked to vasoconstriction. That means the constriction of your blood vessels, and hypertension through the actions of angiotensin 2, its primary effector molecule. Let's describe vasoconstriction. Point A, angiotensin 2 is a potent vasoconstrictor. It binds to angiotensin type 1 receptors, AT1R, on vascular smooth muscle cells, triggering intracellular signaling that increases calcium levels. This leads to sustained contraction of blood vessels, particularly arterioles, which raise systemic vascular resistance, a key factor in increasing blood pressure. So angiotensin 1, that's the first point where we can understand we can intervene in vasoconstriction. Point 2, aldosterone release and fluid retention. Angiotensin 2 stimulates the adrenal cortex, specifically the zona glomerulosa, to release aldosterone. Aldosterone, I should call it, aldosterone acts upon the kidneys to increase sodium and water reabsorption, which expands blood volume. Increased blood volume raises cardiac output and contributes to elevated blood pressure. So that's point 2, where we understand we have an insertion point where through our deliberate actions, we can influence the outcome. And point 3, there's actually 4 points. Point 3, the sympathetic nervous system activation. Angiotensin 2 enhances sympathetic nervous system activity by promoting norepinephrine release and increasing central nervous system drive. This leads to increased heart rate and further vasoconstriction, amplifying hypertension. Now, I'm not saying that this is necessarily dysfunctional. I am saying these are points where we can insert our will and control the outcome. And when we're talking about the sympathetic nervous system, this is really what's being described here on this particular one. Sympathetic nervous system activation is really about ramping the body up. It's like a fighter jet getting ready to go into battle. It needs its hydraulics fully ramped up. And that's what our hypertension system is really all about. The thing is we're not supposed to be permanently in fight or flight mode. And point 4, chronic effects promoting hypertension. Long-term activation of the renin-angiotensin system leads to vascular remodeling, inflammation, and oxidative stress in blood vessels. Vascular remodeling, inflammation, and oxidative stress. Changes that sustain high blood pressure and contribute to end organ damage. The adrenal gland's local RAS further amplifies aldosterone production, which can independently promote sodium retention and fibrosis, exacerbating hypertension. Sodium retention and fibrosis. I need to just take a second and look that up real quickly. I have this up here. I'm going to open, where are we at? I'm going to open this page. There we are. I want to open up a search, and I'm going to get a definition of sodium retention and fibrosis. Here's what it says. And we're going in. Sodium retention and fibrosis. Sodium retention plays a significant role in the development of fibrosis, particularly in the heart and kidneys. Here's a breakdown of how these processes are connected. Sodium retention, what is it? Sodium retention occurs when the body holds on to more sodium than it excretes. This leads to increased fluid volume, elevated blood pressure, and stress on organs like the heart and kidneys. It is commonly seen in conditions like chronic kidney disease, heart failure, and cirrhosis. Sodium and myocardial fibrosis. Myocardial fibrosis refers to the thickening and stiffening of heart tissue due to excess collagen deposits. High dietary sodium can promote fibrosis through non-hemodynamic mechanisms such as, number one, activation of redox sensitive pathways, two, stimulation of pro-fibrotic signaling cascades, and three, tissue sodium overload, which can be visualized using sodium MRI. This contributes to the diastolic dysfunction and may lead to heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, kidney disease, and fibrosis. In chronic kidney disease, sodium retention leads to 1, hypertension and edema, 2, increased oxidative stress, which damages kidney vasculature, and 3, activation of the renin aldosterone system, RAAS, which promotes fibrosis through aldosterone-driven sodium retention. Molecular mechanisms. This is why I had to look it up. It's a little complicated, right? Molecular mechanisms. Aldosterone increases sodium retention and promotes fibrosis by 1, enhancing collagen synthesis, 2, stimulating inflammatory pathways, and 3, reducing potassium levels, which can worsen cardiac function. Gotta have that potassium in there, people. Therapeutic strategies. Emerging treatments aim to reduce sodium retention and fibrosis. Include 1, mineralocorticoid receptor antagonists block aldosterone effects. Number 2, angiotensin receptor blockers, ARBs, inhibit RAAS, the renin angiotensin aldosterone system. 3, SGLT2 inhibitors promote sodium excretion and protect against fibrosis. And 4, dietary sodium restriction, a foundational strategy in managing self-sensitive conditions. So there we have 4 points where we can attack this, especially the dietary sodium restriction. And I know you know people who, before they sit and eat your dinner that you have carefully prepared, they grab the salt shaker. Say, give me that salt shaker. And they grab that salt shaker and they shake it dutifully. Unfortunately, what they are doing is not good. It's not good at all. And so we can do better than that. We aim to do better than that. Hope you find this to be informative today. If you do, please do consider donating to our emergency Black August fund drive. It's an emergency fund drive, which means there will be consequences if there is no money coming in. I can tell you this much. I looked today at my book sales, and my Amazon book sales have been at near zero for an entire month. That's it. We cannot continue. Cannot continue. I've shipped no books from my studio. I have sold a couple of books to people who come through the house and they see them there and they say, wow, this looks interesting. It's an emergency. The whole economy appears to be suffering very badly right now. We are getting hit real hard. So if you value what you're receiving today, consider there is on Rumble a little $ right below your chat box. Right below the chat box to the left, there's a little $. You can click on that $, and initiate a payment. We do have our Cash App link is up. That's the $ followed by KEIDIOBI. KDOB, $KDOB. That's how you get us through Cash App. On the front page of LIB Radio, you can always go there, the front page of libradio.com, and look at the bottom of the front page. You can see links to make a donation, a permanent donation, or a one-time donation, as well as go to keidi.biz or livingsuperfood.com, HTTP for both of them, and look at the books. See if the books serve what you need. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We are back in the research here. We're going to continue. So we talked about those 4 insertion points. In summary, the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system drives hypertension through point 1, direct vasoconstriction via angiotensin 2, fluid retention via aldosterone, sympathetic activation, that's activating your sympathetic nervous system, and structural changes in blood vessels and the heart over time. And that is the consequence of atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries or thickening of the blockage of the arteries. None of it is good. This is why drugs targeting the renin-angiotensin system, such as ACE inhibitors, angiotensin receptor blockers, ARBs, and aldosterone antagonists, are widely used to treat hypertension. Okay, so we are going to continue. If there's anybody in the house wanting to say hello, I am open to receiving your greetings. I am looking right now and I don't see anybody in the house. Maybe there is 1 or 2 persons. Let me hit the like button on the YouTube and see if there is anyone on page. 1 person hit the like button, but I can't tell who it is. So whoever you are, thank you for being there. Thank you for hitting the like button. We are talking today about the critical issues related to controlling your high blood pressure. We're talking about controlling. The name of it is the mechanics of high blood pressure, and it's really about controlling your high blood pressure using natural methods and supplements. So here's where we're going forward. Best supplements to lower blood pressure. And I have a number of these supplements up here. I think there's a baker's dozen, 13 of them. Let's go into this next part of the conversation. Best supplements to lower blood pressure. Several supplements will help support healthy blood pressure levels. However, it's important to consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement regimen, especially if you have existing health conditions or are taking medications. Here are some supplements that have been studied for their potential effect on high blood pressure. The first one on this list is, I think, the first one in my book called Living Superfood Longevity, under the chapter 14, which is entitled My Arsenal of Anti-Aging Supplements. That first supplement here is called acetyl-L-carnitine, HCI. Acetyl-L-carnitine, HCI, otherwise known as Alcar, is a highly bioavailable form of L-carnitine. It easily crosses the blood-brain barrier. It plays a key role in energy production by transporting fatty acids into mitochondria for ATP generation, supporting heart and muscle function. The acetyl group also contributes to acetylcholine synthesis, a neurotransmitter vital for memory and cognition. Alcar is studied for its neuroprotective effects, potentially benefiting cognitive decline, depression, and peripheral neuropathy. It may enhance mental clarity, focus, and nerve health. Generally well tolerated, typical supplemental doses range from 500 to 2,000 milligrams daily, while the body produces some alcar, and it's found in foods like red meat, dead meat. Supplementation may support brain health, energy metabolism, and mitochondrial function, especially in aging or deficiency states. So the first one on the board is acetyl L-carnitine, HCl. One sec. Next, number 2, beetroot juice. Rich in nitrates, beetroot juice may help improve blood flow and lower blood pressure. Beetroot juice offers several health benefits, primarily due to its high nitrate content, which the body converts into nitric oxide, helping to lower blood pressure and improve blood flow. It may enhance athletic performance by increasing exercise efficiency and cardiorespiratory endurance, especially when consumed 2 to 3 hours before activity. The juice is rich in antioxidants like betalains, which have anti-inflammatory and liver protective properties, and also supports cognitive and heart health. Nutritional content per cup includes iron, folate, potassium, and nitrates. However, side effects may include bituria, pink urine or stool, digestive discomfort, and potential kidney stone risk due to oxalates. People on blood pressure medication or with kidney issues should consult a doctor before regular consumption of beetroot juice. Number 3 on the list, and I like this one, coenzyme Q10, CoQ10, a vitamin-like compound that does reduce blood pressure by improving blood vessel function. This antioxidant has been shown in some studies to lower blood pressure, particularly in people with hypertension. Coenzyme Q10. Number 4, fiber supplements. Soluble fiber can help improve heart health and may have a positive effect on blood pressure. So I do use a lot of fiber. My chia seed pudding every morning, my first meal of the day, chia seed pudding is not in the morning, at noon. I do consume a lot of fiber, flax seeds, a whole bunch of fiber. Fiber. Meat, dairy, eggs, cheese have no fiber. None at all. No, zero fiber. So when it talked about red meat as a source for acetyl L-carnitine, you're kind of defeating the purpose there. Good sources of fiber are easy to find, anywhere from oatmeal to just raw vegetables. Number 5, garlic extract. Garlic helps to lower blood pressure through several biologically plausible mechanisms. Key bioactive compounds in garlic, such as allicin, ajoine, and S-allicystine, aged garlic extract, contribute to its anti-hypertensive effects. These compounds promote vasodilation by enhancing the production of nitric oxide and hydrogen sulfide, which relax smooth muscle cells and blood vessels and improve endothelial function. Garlic also interferes with angiotensin converting enzymes ACE, reducing vasoconstriction, and exerts antioxidative and anti-inflammatory effects that protect blood vessels from damage like arterial stiffness. So get that garlic in. Definitely. If you're taking ACE inhibitors, swap them out. With, of course, the advice of your doctor, swap ACE inhibitors for garlic. Makes sense. If you know how to do this naturally, it makes a lot of sense. Number 6, hawthorn berry capsules. Hawthorn berry, derived from Cretaceous spp, has been studied for its potential effects on blood pressure, with proposed mechanisms involving vasodilation and improvements in vascular function. These compounds are believed to contribute to its cardiovascular effects. The active constituents include flavonoids and oligomeric procyanidins, OPCs. They are believed to contribute to its cardiovascular effects. These compounds may relax blood vessels by decreasing the peripheral vascular resistance and promoting vasodilation, potentially through activation of endothelium-derived relaxing factor and inhibition of phosphodiesterase. Some research suggests hawthorn may act similarly to angiotensin converting enzyme ACE inhibitors by modulating the renin-angiotensin system, thereby reducing vasoconstriction. Additionally, hawthorn has been associated with increased coronary blood flow and improved myocardial contractility, which may support overall heart function and indirectly influence blood pressure regulation. Its antioxidant properties, attributed to flavonoids and procyanidins, may also protect vascular endothelial cells from oxidative stress, further supporting vascular health. Clinical studies on hawthorn's effect on blood pressure have shown mixed results. A study published in phytotherapy, that's plant-based chemical therapy research, found that patients with mild hypertension who took hawthorn extract over 12 weeks experienced a significant reduction in systolic blood pressure, attributed to its vasodilatory properties. Another trial involving individuals with type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure reported greater improvements in blood pressure among those taking 1,200 milligrams of hawthorn extract daily for 16 weeks compared to placebo. A 10-week study also noted reduced systolic blood pressure in participants taking 500 milligrams of hawthorn extract daily. However, a randomized controlled crossover trial evaluating hawthorn extract standardized to 50 milligrams oligomeric, that's opposed to 1.5 200 milligrams. A standardized 50 milligrams oligomeric procyanidins per 250 milligram dose at doses of 1,000 milligrams, 1,500 milligrams, and 2,500 milligrams daily found no significant dose-response effect on flow-mediated dilation, blood pressure, or arterial diameter in pre-hypertensive and mildly hypertensive adults. So there's contracting studies. You need to find out for yourself. Number 7, hibiscus tea. While not a supplement in a traditional sense, hibiscus tea has been shown to have blood pressure lowering effects. And those who came by yesterday, or not yesterday, came by this past Saturday for our first Saturday vegan feast, you got a chance to enjoy hibiscus juice made with lime and ginger. And I finished it up yesterday, and it was absolutely delicious. I love me some hibiscus juice. I might make it again today. Number 8, L-arginine. The amino acid. This amino acid may help improve blood vessel function and lower blood pressure. L-arginine is an amino acid that serves as a precursor for nitric oxide NO synthesis in the body, a process mediated by nitric oxide synthase enzymes in endothelial cells. Nitric oxide acts as a potent vasodilator by relaxing smooth muscle cells in blood vessel walls, leading to vessel dilation and reduced vascular resistance. This vasodilation improves blood flow and lowers blood pressure, particularly in individuals with hypertension or endothelial dysfunction. Intravenous or oral L-arginine supplementation has been shown to increase NO nitric oxide production, evidenced by elevated plasma, citrulline, and expired no nitrogen oxygen levels, correlating with decreased blood pressure. So get that NO up. NO is your friend. Nitric oxide is your friend. There's so many ways we can do it. One of the ways that I have found out to do it, and I try and practice as much as I can, is nose breathing. Breathe in through your nose, slow and deep, and then exhale through your mouth. That does increase your nitric oxide production. Let me just look that up real quick. Here we are. I'm going to ask the question, does nose breathing increase nitrogen oxide production? That's a question. Does nose breathing increase NO nitric oxide production? And yes, it says yes. Nose breathing does increase nitric oxide production, and it offers several important health benefits. Here's how it works and why it matters. How nose breathing boosts NO production. The nasal passages contain epithelial cells that naturally produce nitric oxide. Point 2, when you inhale through your nose, this nitrogen oxide-rich air travels into your lungs. In contrast, mouth breathing bypasses the nasal cavity and misses out on this nitric oxide boost. Next, it asks the question, why is nitrogen oxide important? Nitrogen oxide is a versatile molecule with powerful physiological effects. Vasodilation relaxes blood vessels, improving circulation and lowering blood pressure. oxygen delivery, enhances oxygen uptake in the lungs. Immune defense, nitric oxide acts as an antimicrobial agent against viruses and bacteria. And respiratory efficiency, helps relax airway muscles, making breathing easier. The practical effects of nasal breathing: better exercise performance, improved oxygen delivery and endurance, improved sleep, reduces snoring and sleep apnea by keeping airways open, and enhance mood and cognition. Better oxygenation supports brain function. So, better breathing techniques to maximize your NO. You can further enhance nitric oxide production with structured breathing. 1. Diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing. Deep belly breathing through the nose. I do that every morning. Number 2, box breathing. Inhale, hold, exhale, and hold again in equal counts. And slow nasal inhalation. Prolonged nasal breathing increases NO exposure. That's good. That's very, very good information. I appreciated that. And what I am going to do is copy this, and I'm going to paste this over here at the end of my document so that we have this available as good stuff. And I'll just format that in a little bit. So let's keep going. We got up to magnesium, number 9. Magnesium. This mineral plays a role in high blood pressure regulation, and supplementation with magnesium may help lower your blood pressure in those who are deficient. This mineral helps relax blood vessels, which can lower blood pressure. Number 10, omega-3 fatty acids. Found in several seed oils and nuts, these can help reduce blood pressure and improve heart health. Omega-3s may help reduce blood pressure and improve heart health from flax or hemp seed oils, black seed oil, walnuts, or other nuts. Number 11, one of my favorites, nattokinase, an enzyme derived from the Japanese fermented soybean dish natto, has been shown to help lower blood pressure. Research suggests that it can both reduce systolic and diastolic blood pressure, particularly in individuals with hypertension. This effect is thought to be due to its ability to improve blood flow and prevent blood clots by breaking down fibrin, a protein involved in clotting. Nattokinase may help lower blood pressure through multiple mechanisms. It exhibits fibrinolytic acid. Note, it exhibits fibrinolytic activity, breaking down fibrin in blood clots, which improves circulation and reduces clot formation, potentially decreasing blood pressure. Additionally, nattokinase enhances nitric oxide production, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels, promotes vasodilation, and improved blood flow. These combined effects, reducing vascular resistance via nitric oxide and preventing clot-related impedance, contribute to its anti-hypertensive potential. Nattokinase may also inhibit platelet aggregation and reduce inflammation, further supporting cardiovascular health and blood pressure regulation. That is nattokinase, one of my absolute favorite supplements. Number 12, potassium. Increased potassium intake can help balance sodium levels, and may help lower blood pressure. Bananas, known for balancing sodium levels. Potassium can help regulate blood pressure. And one of the things you might want to do, something I recently started doing, I'm going to go back and make sure I do it, is eat a banana before going to bed and sleep with that banana digesting, releasing that potassium into your bloodstream, into your stomach, into your bloodstream as you go to sleep. And also, if you can, chew your bananas 48 times, 32 to 48 times, chew your banana to make sure all of the amylase enzyme is mixed completely in the banana. Completely liquefy the banana before swallowing. That makes it go down so much better. And number 13 on our list, vitamin D. Vitamin D may help lower high blood pressure through several mechanisms. It acts as an endogenous inhibitor of the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, or AAS, reducing renin secretion and thereby decreasing blood pressure. Vitamin D also improves vascular endothelial function and promotes vasodilation by enhancing nitric oxide availability. Additionally, it regulates calcium homeostasis, which is essential for proper blood vessel contraction and relaxation. Vitamin D's anti-inflammatory properties may further support vascular health, particularly in individuals with obesity and chronic inflammation. These combined effects contribute to improved blood pressure control in vitamin D deficient individuals. So that takes us through a large amount of research that I gathered for today. Some very important constructs were in there: the importance of nitric oxide, the importance of the adrenal glands and their positioning on the kidneys, and for dumping these complex chemicals immediately into the blood system, and the role of hypertension in metabolic syndrome diseases. That's very, very important. It's a cascade there. If we take care of our hypertension and we beat it through nutrition, chances are we have beat half a dozen or more different diseases, which generally will accompany hypertension. What do you think? I'd love to have your opinion. Let me see if anybody writing to me today getting any opinions. One person on Rumble hit the like button. One person. Let's go over here. Let's check the YouTube. I'm looking into YouTube. Basuranda did check in. I see you in the house. She said, Uja'o. In my Egyptian yoga practice, I have been taught to breathe in through the nose as well as breathe out through the nose to maximize the benefits of the breath. Excellent work, Baba Kidi, she writes in closing. And yeah, that was where I first learned about it as well. In my ancient Egyptian yoga class, Brother Ankh Aku was teaching it. And breathe in through the nose. I later realized that that was connected to nitric oxide, or maybe it was before, maybe after, but I did eventually connect them to an increase in nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is our friend. It helps us to combat disease and disorder. And it doesn't cost anything. Just breathe in slowly through your nose. Or you can do box breathing, where you breathe in through your nose for 5 seconds, You hold it at the top for 5. Exhale for 5 more. And hold it at the bottom. That's box breathing. I want to thank all of you for tuning in today. I want to thank those of you who have taken us up on our fund drive. We are going to get better. The economy is going to improve. LIB Radio will significantly increase my book sales, which go to pay for much of this. I implore all of you, if you would, you can buy the book from me, or you can go directly to Amazon.com. If you're in the U.S. or outside of the U.S., you can go to the Amazon.com in your territory. There's Germany and Spain and Italy and France are covering the European Union. There's Amazon.co.uk for Great Britain. There's Amazon.Mexico, Amazon in India, Amazon all over the world. Wherever you can find Amazon.com, go to your local website and avoid the huge shipping costs from the U.S. to your country. We encourage you to participate. I almost went to sleep right there. I am rather exhausted. But we're going to keep it up. We're going to keep on going. We don't give up so easy. We don't give up so easy. So on that note, you've been tuned into your LIB Radio, your LIB TV, your livinginblack.com. Thank you all for tuning in. And in the meantime, go to kd.biz and just see what books we do have in the catalog. Go to actually it was a HTTP Keidi, KEIDI.biz /CRP 2012 and take a look. Just take a look at the books that are there for your optimal health benefit. That's right. Go there. Go to HTTP KEIDI. There's 2 /, KEIDI.biz. The books are there for your benefit. I have read the books about 8 times myself. So you know where I'm coming from. I could take my blood pressure reading right now, but normally I do not take my blood pressure reading after being on the air because I speak too intensely. And I know that it drives my blood pressure up about 30 to 60 points or more. So I'm going to take mine a few minutes after the broadcast, once I've had a time to wind down. Get a blood pressure monitor. It's a great tool to have in your house. Just as great a tool to have in your house as is a scale for monitoring your long-term health. So on that note, I want to thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. We love you. Hopefully you love us as much as we love you. Basuranda, I know you love us because we are you. You are we. Ubuntu, as my shirt says today, Ubuntu. I am because we are one family. Ubuntu. When you see that term Ubuntu, that's the unity of all of us. We are one family. And it is as one family that we're going to make it. We're going to survive. We're going to pull through all of this. You've been tuned into your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LIB Radio, LIB TV. We are living in black.com. Tell your friends to tell their friends that we have our own now. And we aim to grow our own into the full-fledged global media communications network that does influence people's lives. I'm not making a lot of money off of this, but tell you what, I love doing what I do because I know I'm making a difference. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you on your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LIB Radio. We are LIB TV. We are truly living in black.com. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you.